Marudam, while you know it as a school, we are primarily we do various things. So one of it is afforestation on the hill. So our primary focus, or how we started at least, was to green the Arunachala hill back. At this point of time, coronavirus was very far away. We hadn't had any local case. So people knew of it as something, it was affecting the world, something that they had heard about, but completely unreal to us. And so we started by saying, okay, here is a situation. Here we are living together in a farm, in a community. So at the outset, we decided that we will at least use this opportunity to engage, meet with each other, and sharing readings. Or it was very interesting. We didn't have this kind of time before to be able to meet a few hours every day. And so it was a bit ironical that the whole world was getting holed up in their own places. And here we were creating a new meeting space. We have our own children living here. And for them, suddenly they were free. Initially, they were doing their own thing. And then they began to get a bit restless and wanted stuff to do. And so started working on the farm. It was summer, right? And summer, we don't do any farming. I mean, there's not enough water to do farming here. So we said, let's build up towards the monsoon. Let's start getting our gardens ready for the monsoon that's going to come. And suddenly we became super aware of all the harvests that were happening in the neighborhood. And many of them would burn their harvest. You know, if they don't necessarily, conventional farming doesn't mulch necessarily. So we began to gather mulch from all over the neighborhood, and our children were very much involved in going in a bullock cart and bringing it and coming out, them becoming bullocks themselves, or whatever, you know. Another major thing is, right at the start of the lockdown, we were on the en route for many migrants walking back to their homes from Bangalore or whatever. So we also did community work, like reaching out to all those people who are walking by, giving them food and water. And as a community, we did that. And also the district administration helped in arranging transport when we asked for them. And then identifying daily wage laborers who lost their livelihood, you know. And so we managed to fundraise and give them food materials. We did that repeatedly for about 3 months till they could get back on their feet. That is something we as a community took up and did. Also, somewhere along the line, I just stumbled upon the thing that what we need is physical distancing, not social distancing, you know. We didn't need to cut ourselves off and become isolated like that. That was not healthy or what anybody prescribed. Where energy drains and you feel depressed is when, there is the sense of the same and there is no movement, or somewhere you feel stuck, you know. If you can get unstuck, you know, and particularly urban people have got, because the way we live, we have got so dense in our bodies, you know, that is, we are not alive to the non-human world around us, you know. And just to untap that and say, can I become sensorially alive to all the other beings which are here and how they are living their lives? So then a new world opens up, like. And the more we engage, the more there's possible to learn. And this is real learning, because you're going and actually engaging and learning for oneself, you know. And added to all this whole thing of sitting and watching a screen, the whole fatigue of, you know, a two-dimensional engagement, you know. So this has always been our thing, that, you know, that learning should be a real experience. It should be an experiential thing and a sensorial experience, a sensorial tool, you know, that we are beings with many senses, and all senses should come into play while learning. And, you know, it is, and also the children who are growing as happy beings and growing healthily, the good sense, you know, of well-being and emotional well-being, and being able to function as sensitive individuals. I mean, what more one can ask for, like, you know. So these are the gifts of life. So you do what you do, and you know, while you must be aware of all the other stuff that's happening around, but do what you can, do what one can, and that's where we are.